Yeah, hi, Scott Spanik. Just wanted to welcome everybody. And I had this powerful unction, very, very powerful. And it has to do with rain. And we'll get into that in a minute, but we're going to open it up with that comment. We're going to say it has to do with rain. Something that falls down on a person, something that it's there, but they don't many times realize the significance of it, thereof. We're going to get into that a little bit. This is going to be hopefully a short video. So right now, and we got to say also parenthetically, we're working on getting the comments open. We're going to go throw down on some good chow here in a little bit. We'll probably take our mini iPad with us and see about getting that done as well. Now, the unction, here's the unction. We're looking at the last broadcast. And the last broadcast has to do, and I was looking at, this is one of my smartphones. I was looking at it, and let me go to it right now, and I'll give you the example where the unction came in. And where it says, get to it here in a second. 1 second, stand by. And what we were looking at, hold on, get our trash together here, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you find yourself in that modality as well. Just power through, power through. Okay. The title of the last one was, The Tribulation Reigns Have Already Began. And yeah, I looked up the word began, begun. I want to make sure I use the right one. That rhymes a little bit. But when it comes down to looking at the actual nomenclature of the title, that's where I got the unction. Hold on 1 second. Been working out right of the left and all that. Okay, and where it says the tribulation reigns have already began, that's where the unction came in. The tribulation reigns. So what? You're thinking. But it was the delineation of that word reigns, because the unction is that it ties into also the word raiment. Okay, raiment, it's a fancy word. We understand, that a lot of people don't understand that word raiment. It's a fancy word. It means clothing. It means your clothes, your raiment. There's a lot of just examples of it throughout Scripture where it has special significance, metaphoric, symbolic, special significance. But the reason that we're mentioning it is because a lot of people, they talk about, and let's kind of give this as a qualifier. We're going to say this about that, okay? That in order for a person to be properly sealed spiritually, they have to have on that right raiment, those right clothes. You remember the parable that the Lord talked about being at the wedding feast where the one person was not in the right clothing? It wasn't because they weren't wearing the right clothes. It was because their clothes were in error from a social significance standpoint. Get out. Because people don't realize the significance of what that means. By extension, by the same token, if you take what is being said when it comes to the clothing aspect. Let's take, for example, here we go. Let's take, for example, the clothing at the cross of Christ was seamless. Absolutely. 100%. No disambiguation. No controversy. 100% seamless. Seamless. Well, that's a kind of an odd grammatical construct, don't you think? It was put there and it was mentioned for a big, significant reason, because it has to do with clothing. Christ set the example, put out there and established that a person needs to be in the proper clothing, and also by further extension to be qualified for the wedding feast, where all races are accepted. At the wedding feast, there is no, oh, let me see, do you have the 6-pointed star with you? Are you one of those vis-a-vis, aka supposedly chosen people? No, any race is included, and all races are included. In fact. So for a person to be in that modality, to be supernaturally chosen, blessed, and favored, they need to be in the right raiment, or they're at the wrong wedding feast. What do you think this is? Wedding crashing? You think you're going to do that? So the bottom line here is very simple. We need to be in the right wedding clothing to get ourselves in a position to be supernaturally chosen, blessed, and favored. Any and all races are included. That's the beauty of it. There is no goyim. Oh, you're a goy. Get out. No, there's none of that. It's the opposite of that. Don't you see? Don't you see? We'll leave it there. How metaphorically applicable is don't you see? Because either a person sees the truth, the way, the truth, and life, or they don't. They don't get it. There's people out there that even claim to be part of the 144,000, but if you ask them, oh, what is that all about? What does that entail? Matter of fact, the next broadcast we're going to read about the 144,000. You better be a Christian. Or are you going to homogenize it? Oh, well, hey. And then you come in the auspices or guise of a Christian. Come, let us reason together, you say. if they don't get this stuff in the here and now, what's it going to be like in the hereafter for them? Let's get this word out there. Do it now. Do it with everything you got. Too much is given, much is required. You've been given a lot. All you people out there, the people that are just, if this is your first look at the ugly jarhead, fantastic. Because it's not so much the messenger that gets the message out to the people. And there are many messengers. And the great vast majority of them are in error. They're not properly attired. Let's get in the proper accoutrements of a wedding feast. Christ set the example. Now, let's get this message out to the people. Do it in your own inimicable kind of way, but it's solid, truthful information. It's not the world homogenized religious system, which is faulty, fallacious, and false. No, it has to do with the way, the truth, and the life. Either you got it or you don't. No matter how much love you say you have. If you don't have the love for the truth, you got no love at all. You say you do. Let's get this message out there. Do it now. Do it often. Love you guys. Talk soon.